Picture this. You're cruising down the Monash Freeway right in the middle of peak hour traffic, and suddenly your engine just completely dies. You are totally stranded. It's a universal panic, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to take a really structured, deep dive into the actual anatomy of a tow. We're talking everything from those immediate, painful financial costs all the way down to the hidden mechanical physics and the really strict rules governing the whole towing industry. Let's get into it. But actually, before we look at the heavy machinery, let me ask you something. Do you know what a breakdown really costs? Just pause for a second. Try to guess the immediate financial hit you'd take if you needed an emergency accident tow, like right this very minute. Okay, so if you guessed anywhere near $417.11, well, you are spot on. That shocking baseline figure is actually the regulated Victoria accident tow base rate. And get this, that's just for the first 8 kilometers. I really wanted to start here just to instantly establish the absolute financial stakes we're dealing with today. So here's our agenda for today. 1. The true cost of towing. 2. Variables impacting your bill. 3. The mechanics of tilt trays. 4. Hidden dangers and safety rules. 5. Regulations and licensing laws. And 6. Choosing a reliable tow. Section 1. The true cost of towing. Breaking down the regulated bill. Just look at how incredibly these regulated accident towing caps vary across different regions. In the Melbourne-controlled area, bam, you're hit with that $417 fee for the first 8 kilometers. But say you cross over into regional Victoria, that cap actually plummets down to about $221. Meanwhile, up in Queensland, you get up to 50 kilometers for roughly $369. And New South Wales, they've got a flat accident base of $246. So really, the financial sting completely depends on exactly where your tires stop rolling. Now, what about a non-accident breakdown? This chart right here shows how a pretty standard 10-kilometer SUV tow escalates, and I mean fast. You might start out with a base hookup rate of around $76, which sounds fine, right? But wait, did you break down after hours? Boom, add a night surcharge, and now you're over $107. Oh, and you can't pick the car up immediately? Stacking just one single day of storage pushes that whole thing over $154. So yeah, the base rate is literally almost never the end of the story. All right, moving to Section 2. Variables impacting your bill, beyond the base rate. So the main takeaway here is that towing is priced extremely dynamically. Distance is obviously your biggest multiplier. You're shelling out anywhere from about $3.82 to over $6 for every single extra kilometer. Then you've got vehicle type. Heavier stuff like big 4WDs, they require specialized equipment, which means premium rates. And time of day? Massive factor. Breaking down after 5 p.m. or on a weekend or a public holiday, that triggers some pretty steep surcharges to pay for premium staffing. Oh, and if you're stuck somewhere tricky, like down in an underground parking garage, well, that requires a specialized low-clearance truck, and you guessed it, that drives the cost up even more. But listen, I really need to warn you about the ultimate hidden cost here, and that's the impound yard. Storage fees accumulate every single day. If your car is left unclaimed for, say, 14 days, you could be staring down the barrel of a release fee of up to $1,461.71. Seriously, these daily holding fees can so effortlessly blow right past the cost of the actual tow itself. Section 3. The mechanics of tilt trays. Heavy physics in action. Meet the absolute undisputed workhorse of the entire industry, the tilt tray truck. This thing is a highly specialized piece of recovery gear. Instead of just kind of dragging your car along, it actually features a bed that hydraulically tilts completely flat to ground level, basically becoming its own ramp. And to effortlessly lift these massive, multi-ton vehicles, those hydraulic systems are operating under just immense pressure. We're talking up to 3,000 psi. It's incredible. Let's actually walk through this highly specific loading procedure, because towing isn't just, slapping a chain on a bumper. It's this incredibly delicate balancing act of shifting centers of gravity. First up, the operator has to assess ground stability, specifically ensuring the slope is less than 5 degrees. Second, they deploy these heavy-duty hydraulic stabilizer legs. Third, the tray is lowered. Fourth, the disabled machinery is winched securely aboard. And finally, that whole massive load is raised right back up to a horizontal transport position. I mean, one single miscalculation in this process and the entire truck could literally roll over. Section 4. Hidden dangers and safety rules, high-stakes work. Take a really close look at these downright terrifying workplace hazards detailed in the one-click SWMS safety guide. Operators are constantly battling load instability. I mean, if restraints fail, a car can literally roll back during that tray tilt and crush them. There's also the constant risk of high-pressure hydraulic fluid injection injuries from those 3,000 psi lines. Plus, the very real threat of a vehicle rollover on sloped ground. And don't forget the high-energy recoil of a winch cable. If that thing snaps under tension, it acts like a deadly metal whip. Oh, and they're doing all of this while totally exposed to the extreme hazard of highway traffic whizzing by. It is incredibly intense. So, to combat those exact hazards, extreme mathematical precision is absolutely non-negotiable. The National Transport Commission explicitly dictates that loads must be secured to withstand forces of 0.8 g forward, 0.5 g rearward and sideways, and 0.2 g vertical. Basically, the operator has to rig your car perfectly to handle massive dynamic forces. They have to make absolutely sure your 2-ton vehicle doesn't turn into a deadly flying projectile if they have to slam on the brakes on the freeway. Section 5. Regulations and Licensing Laws. Protecting the consumer. Now, let's look at how you're protected. For example, in Victoria, only licensed tow trucks displaying specific TOW or HTT number plates can legally remove a vehicle from an accident scene. And here is what's absolutely vital to know. Those tow truck licenses are attached directly to the actual vehicles themselves. So, spotting the specific letters on the plate, that is your immediate visual guarantee that you are dealing with a heavily regulated operator. Let's actually starkly contrast the two just to show why this matters so much. A licensed operator with TOE or HTT plates guarantees regulated pricing, total transparency, mandatory safety training, and full insurance coverage. But look at the unlicensed operator. Going with them means you are exposing yourself to completely hidden fee scams, super dangerous equipment, and here's the real kicker. Letting an unlicensed truck touch your vehicle often voids your personal car insurance entirely. Honestly, the financial and legal risks are just astronomical. Section 6. Choosing a reliable tow. What to look for. So, what should you look for before handing over your keys? Well, here are the hallmarks of a truly trustworthy company. You want 24/7 availability with really rapid arrival times. You definitely want transparent pricing with absolutely zero hidden fees. And, of course, fully insured, licensed, and experienced drivers. Also, this is key, look for independently verified customer satisfaction. Top-tier fleets consistently pull in 95% plus quality scores and win proven long-term local recognitions, like the Quality Business Awards, for example. You know, you can actually even see how these reliable fleets evolve right through public records. Take Elite 24/7 Towing in the Geelong area. They're an operator that's been in the game since 2009. Looking here, we can see they were active under a sole trader structure back in 2016, and then they eventually evolved into a registered private company in 2023. Tracking this sort of corporate evolution is a really great way to show you are dealing with a growing, established local business that has actually stood the test of time, rather than, some risky fly-by-night operation. All right, so a slightly provocative question I want to leave you with today. Are you truly prepared for the physical, mechanical, and financial reality of your next breakdown? Seriously, I challenge you to check your insurance, truly understand your roadside assistance, and maybe even save a licensed, trusted local towing operator in your phone right now. Because trust me, the absolute worst time to figure all of this stuff out is when you are already stranded on the shoulder of the highway. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay safe out there and keep learning.